Full disclosure, I have owned cryptocurrency since mid 2018. I have an invested financial interest in the cryptocurrency or altcoin market's continued growth. I will not go into the full details of how I acquired said coins, but they were foisted on me. So, cryptocurrencies, to my understanding, are a form of currency that only exists digitally, that are not controlled or run by any government agency. Basically, the private sector's version of money. Over these past few years, crypto, short for cryptocurrency, has gotten a lot of attention due to one of the coins, Bitcoin, going through a large but cyclical growth period. The current difference is that resulting growth has led to others to look for other crypto to buy cheaply in hopes that the coins will grow massively in value and generate profits for those holding the coin before the markets turn bullish towards said coins. Low barrier to entry. Anybody in theory can create and sell a cryptocurrency, but not everybody who sells one is trustworthy. In order to create public trust, those who run the crypto behind the scenes will hire the services of thought leaders like traditional celebrities or famous online content creators in order to generate said trust. Problem is that people confuse fame for intelligence and confuse fame for expertise. While an actor or movie star might be able to tell you all you need to know in their field, it does not mean that they are experts in financial matters, especially not ones involving complicated financial instruments. All one really needs is someone with some online influence and someone with some programming skills, which may include web dev skills. The result has been a series of pump and dump controversies, in some cases where noted business people have also gotten caught up in the hype and lost a lot of money themselves. Just as art is a multifaceted area, so is business. Being an expert at traditional businesses does not make one an expert in the monetary or fiscal realms. For every 1 point of loss, you need to make 2 points of gain in order to return to neutral. Not profit, but neutral. Lack of ease of use. The reason why traditional fiat money will continue to be the default currency for the foreseeable future is because of ease of use. There is very little cost in order for me to spend fiat currency for everyday purchases depending on the mode. For coins and dollar bills, I only have to worry about sales tax. For the credit card form, the interest rate. Having money does not depend on measures like a credit score or income per se, but if I want to use cryptocurrency for everyday purchases, I must link a crypto wallet to a bank account or credit card, pushing me or others into these various systems of approval. There are additional fees associated with it while using crypto. As it stands, crypto is regarded by the IRS as property, and the use of such as the same as selling or buying property, leading into another world of taxes that we thought we avoided when we decided to rent rather than own our home. Big purchases also carry additional fees. I can hand someone cash without any fees when doing it person to person. This also is the case for some banks when transferring money between accounts that are held at the same financial institution, but since crypto does not exist in a physical form of its own, I must trade it to another user. Trade of cryptocurrency carries fees. This makes altruist behavior harder, if not impossible, as well, as the donator loses more than what is given, and impossible to help someone out on the street unless you plan on giving the entire wallet away. There are also restrictions on the type of merchant activity that crypto can make, such as, ironically, restrictions on gambling. Cryptocurrency is a fee-laden financial instrument that carries the same fees and whatnot of traditional currency while generating new ones. Lack of financial privacy. Everyone with your cryptocurrency wallet address can see all your financial activity no matter who they are. In an era of VPNs and ad blockers, most of that would be moot in the crypto-dominated space, as all a marketer or the courts would need is your wallet address, and they will have an extensive list of your buying and purchasing habits, and therefore be able to manipulate you into buying their stuff, and in the courts where you could also be impacted in such endeavors such as bankruptcies and divorce settlements. I value my privacy, and I'd rather not share my spending habits with random online strangers who have their own agendas. Highly inflationary. Crypto goes through periods of hyperinflation that if the USD went through the same levels of inflation and deflation would take the economy. Many complain about the inflation with the USD, but the amount of inflation and deflation that the USD goes through is minuscule compared to what crypto can experience. In order to get wild or large inflationary numbers, one must look at the USD over a long stretch of time, often longer than some of us have been alive. You must only study the Weimar Republic as to why such levels of inflation are not good for anyone, especially for nations. For historical context, the Weimar Republic collapsed into what we call Nazi Germany. The way cryptos are being treated, they are treated less like a currency and more like a stock. No value in of itself. While cryptos today are marketed as something that can get you rich very quickly, when I first heard of cryptos, I heard it as being something aiming to replace the USD. The problem with that is that the value of the crypto is paid and measured in terms of USD rather than itself. Most people don't think about what it means to hold $1 unless they want to break it down by how it converts into the various coins like pennies or dimes, all USD measurements, but almost no one thinks of cryptocurrencies in the same ways. Instead, wondering how said cryptocurrency converts to their country's default currency. Crypto is largely dependent on the very same thing it wants to replace for its measurement of value.